Hello to all our guests across the country. We welcome you to a rainy night stadium. I'm Scotty Winterton calling the game for you today, and I'm joined by my faithful companion, as always, Greg Gowdy. Fall seems to have arrived here in the Blue Ridge Mountains. We are celebrating homecoming week here at SVU. It has indeed been an event-filled week, accumulating with this night's football game, and we have a football game this evening, a soccer game this evening for the men. In this contest, we have the Knights pitted against the visiting Greensboro College Pride. The Pride are headed by Coach Tyler Card. He's in his second season. And speaking of homecoming, Card is a 3-year standout offensive lineman for the Knights back in 2007 to 2009. He graduated in 2010. He also calls the plays for the Pride. Speaking of head coaches, the Knights leader, Big Ed Mulitalo, is looking for his Knights to turn around their 5-game losing streak. And if there's a day to do it, this is the day to do it. If there's a team to do it against, this is the team to do it against. Greg, the Knights are feeling positive about their chances today, but Greensboro also has some high hopes, and they have good reasons to feel that way.
Yeah, the Pride coming also with a few losing games in the past few weeks, coming in hot, coming in hungry. I mean, as you're coming in as an opposing team on an away game to a team that has their homecoming, you're feeling hungry. You're feeling energized, and you're wanting to obviously end this losing streak that you're on, but also be able to do it on someone's homecoming game. You're definitely wanting to coming out with a fight. These teams are similar matched in their skill and how their results have been panning out thus far in this season in the conference, and so it is going to be, a battle for 60 minutes, and we are getting that on the way right now with the Greensboro offensive team on the field.
Yeah, great job. Start out there with Derek Bass getting the fumble right away. Looks like it's still bouncing around. Knights jumping on it. First play of the game, the Knights jump on that ball. Looks like it's recovered. Tyler Wester jumps in, recovers that ball. Not exactly what David Locktree had in mind on that play.
A great way for the Knights to start a home game on this homecoming weekend, to come out strong. The defense has had some holes, and they are trying to fill those as they've worked this past week from their last game to improve and coming out hot, giving their offense great field position to be able to continue that momentum, starting this and then continue it for the whole game.
Right, Greg. This is going to be a battle as we go through this first quarter. We'll talk about some of the keys to the game. The Knights in a 4 wide receiver set. This is a set we haven't seen before. Wester gets that ball on the end around. Able to get to the numbers and gets maybe 9, 10 yards on that. They may give him the first down. They're going to give him 9 yards on that run. That's a play we haven't seen, going 4 wide receivers tight with the end around of the slot receiver, Chase Wester. Chase Wester, the transfer from Brigham Young University from Hodgson, Georgia. His brother Tyler, the linebacker, the freshman, the one who covered that similar play, this time to Wester again, looking for the first down. He'll get 4 or 5 yards on the play. I think they're going to call that. You can call that a pass because he did the old just throw it out in front of you and let Chase run onto it. I think the first one felt like a handoff. That one, I think you're going to call that a pass. So Matthew Johansson back wide left. Good to have him back this week. He came back last week. Crew Huxford in the slot on the left-hand side. And in for the Knights is Jacob Wood. Lined up next to Pinkston. Handoff and the option to Wood. Dives forward. Gets 4 yards for the Knights.
Jacob Wood, the ball carrier.
And this is a good spot for the Knights to get into. It's something that they've done really well in the past is the red zone conversion. And so coming in with just 10 yards left to go, 2nd down and 6, the Knights offense looking to continue their percentage in the red zone, which coming into this game is 93%. So they have high hopes to capitalize on this moment.
Same setup for the Knights. Handoff off the right-hand side. Jacob Wood finds the end zone on his second run of the afternoon. So the Knights, with about a minute of playing time, find themselves up 6-0. As you mentioned, Greg, capitalizing on their excellent red zone offense. Now they're 15 of 16 in the red zone with 13 TDs and 2 field goals. The Knights come in at 8th in the conference in time of possession, so it's nice for them to be on the ball and get some success out of it. That being said, the Knights are 8th in the conference in time of possession. However, Greensboro is last in the conference. There are 9 football teams in the conference in the USA South. We'll talk a lot more about these two teams. Some real similarities, especially on the defensive side of the ball. However, on the offensive side of the ball, there's a real disparity between these two teams. And we'll have to see how the defenses play, because both defenses come in most categories at or near the bottom of the conference, Greg. And in this scenario, the Knights defense really came up big. So, this is certainly not what the coaching staff of the Pride were hoping for to start the game.
Yeah, it is a tough way to start the game. It has been raining, so it's a test of the elements today, and who can handle that extra pressure of, not only the pressure of playing on a homecoming weekend, but playing with a little rain. The field's wetter, the balls may feel wet, and that could have added to that, mishandle, losing the ball, that fumble. The Knights capitalizing on that. But the Greensboro Pride have another chance to come out, to be able to just recruit, be able to come together and see what they can do. As Scotty was saying, the Knights defense has struggled, and the Greensboro offense is looking to capitalize on what they struggle with.
Right, so Bass there on the initial kickoff put it into the end zone. He hasn't had a lot of touchbacks this year, so it's sort of a real good omen for the Knights in order to start without having to face that initial kickoff. See if he can do it again. Back to return for the Pride is Dalton Miller, the freshman wide receiver from Rockwell, North Carolina. And he'll take this 2 yards, fumbles it. Miller fumbles, picks it up. Still on his feet. Banged around right around the 5-yard line. Think they'll give him forward progress? No, they won't. They're going to give him down right at the 1-yard line. Oh, that was a back and forth. Really hard to figure out what's going on right now with the Pride as they come in with a little bit of shaking as Miller comes up dancing around on that return. And then he comes up limping a little bit, and he's their kind of starting tailback, often in there next to Locktree.
Yeah, it looked like he actually lost the ball, Scotty, and then that's when they recovered it right there on the 1-yard line.
Fortunately, they recovered. So Locktree now in the pistol. Heading off the tailback. Great job getting to the outside. Gets to the hashes, looking to get to the numbers. Very well done from Shaheen Clemens, the sophomore running back from Anderson, South Carolina. And that's something that the Knights have struggled with, letting running backs get outside the tackles, not setting the edge, and letting them get 10, 15 yards into the secondary before the safeties are having to make the tackles. Same setup now. Wide receivers to the left and right. Play action. Great pass from Locktree. However, Alex Sewell there for the Knights.
Tackle is made by number 35, Alex Sewell.
The freshman from Greenwood, California, on top of that right away. Was a 5-yard gain.
Second down and 6.
Now, you brought it up, Scotty, that the Knights defense as a whole falls at the bottom of the conference, but we do have some conference leaders, especially in the tackles, led by Jason Siosi, number 7, Leka Apodaca, who's number 12 today, and then also Dallin Breen, number 52, are leaders in tackles, and then a strong as the nose guard, Kimani, who's number 49. If the Greensboro Pride can control those key players, they have the ability to get into that secondary, which the Knights have been, struggling with.
Right, Siosi comes into the game with 74 total tackles, which is number 1 in the conference. Also leads the conference with 39 solo tackles, and Leka Apodaca, 64 tackles total, which is second in the conference, and also second in the conference in 33 solo tackles. So between the two of them, they're doing a great job. Also, Leka, number 1 in the conference in forced fumbles with 4 forced fumbles. He's got 5 tackles for loss. So these linebackers in the middle for the Knights are just playing out of their mind. Mitchell gets to the quarterback there. Ball goes up. It looks like number 22 for the Pride, Deshaun Fitz, the junior wide receiver from Fayetteville, North Carolina. Greg, we were talking at the beginning of this game about some keys that we thought that both teams needed to focus on in order to be successful. And one of those keys for the Knights was defensively avoid the big play. Right now, the Knights come in giving up 277 yards passing per game. That's last in the conference. Right there, you had Tyler Wester making that play downfield, but giving up those big plays has been a bit of a thorn in the side for Coach Mulitalo and his defensive staff.
There's a couple ways you can handle that. Obviously, continue to improve on your skill and your communication, working together in the secondary. But then also, if you can put more pressure on the quarterback, coming from Kimani, the defensive line, Dallin Breen, bringing some linebackers in so that the quarterback cannot see downfield is another way to handle that struggle.
Lockie there looking for his wide receiver out of the backfield, Devin Hawkins, the 5'9", 160 wide receiver from Warrenton, North Carolina. Lockie again in the pistol with Shaheem Clemens behind him. He looks far side. Wester on the coverage as Cale Matthews, the senior from Four Oaks, North Carolina, was the target. Little slow to get up.
So right there was a good example of if you can put pressure on the quarterback, you have the ability to help him to not be able to see downfield, put him under pressure, help him or make him throw earlier or faster than he wants.
They've got some strong offensive linemen led by big number 74, Jacob Doolittle, the junior, 6'6", 330 from Hamilton, New Jersey. Lockie goes back, looking right side, tries to find Tyler Penland, can't find him. Knights in man-to-man coverage. They hold strong after they give up that initial long pass. And now the Pride will come on to punt.
That was a great job by the Knights coming on the field. Something definitely not happening their way. They did get a decent big play, but then again, you got to bounce back when things don't go your way. You keep fighting, you keep punching, you come together, and they're able to get it basically a 4 and out.
So punt now goes to Wester. Fields it off the first bounce. Good coverage from the Pride. Strong play from number 4, Malik Hargrove, the 6-foot defensive back from Warrenton, North Carolina. Hargrove will be all over the field. He's one of their best secondary coverage men. Watching their last game, he was able to do so much across the field. An excellent leader. Even though he's just a sophomore, he does a great job on the field covering as a defensive back this left side. Pride come in with a 4-3 defensive setup. Have 4 defensive backs in right now. Knights, their big package. Jacob Wood, led by his fullback, number 42, Cash Holmes. Cash Holmes trading in and out with Cooper Stokes. 2 really strong fullbacks that Coach Dupay is really high on, the offensive coordinator for the Knights.
It's something that the Knights are about in the middle ground when it comes to conference and conference statistics is their rushing. They're 5th in the conference right now, averaging about 3.3 yards a game.
Per carry.
Per carry, yep. Thank you for clarifying that.
Looks like they jumped off sides. Free play for Pinkston just off the fingertips as he tried to find Crew Huxford, the freshman wide receiver.
Flag on the play.
Great downfield look. Again, with that flag, with getting that encroachment, that offsides from defense, gives an offense a free play, and they usually like to look downfield with those free plays.
Yeah, for sure.
Crew was really close to grabbing that one and bringing that one in.
Huxford's brought in 3 receptions on the year. He's getting a lot more playing time the last 2 or 3 games. The Knights are led by Skylar Johnson with 16 receptions. Skylar has 7th in the conference with 61.8 yards per game. He's in a wide receiver on the right, but the handoff again to the left side for Chase Wester. Third time they've been able to get him the ball on the outskirts and let him scramble and do his thing. Really seems like Coach Dupay is making concerted effort to get the ball in the hands of probably one of his best offensive athletes on the field. You know, him and Pinkston really are specimens in the weight room, on the field. These are guys that you want to get the ball in their hands.
Yeah, Malik Hargrove kind of reading that whole play, covering from middle of the field to the sideline, making that tackle.
Knights now. Wood off to that left side. Great chase there from big number 99, Brendan Purdue, the defensive lineman, freshman defensive lineman from Brighton, Alabama. Oh. Greg, did you catch that call?
It looked like it was a holding on number 77.
Yeah. Holding on the Knights, Andrew Sotheby, the freshman from Hornell, New York, recently off LDS mission, where he was serving out in Utah. Good to see him getting some playing time. Pinks now brings Matthew Johansson in motion. Now they have trips to the right. Little option play to Wood. Wood's got some space, gets to the second level, brought down to the 40-yard line, gets about 10 yards.
Jacob Wood, the ball carrier.
Getting the Knights back to a manageable
40-yard line.
3rd and we'll call it 5.
Brings up 3rd down and 5.
Yeah, Matthew Johansson and Skylar Johnson doing a great job holding off their cornerbacks to let Jacob Wood have some more room.
Off to the left now, Johansson and Huxford with Skylar Johnson to the right. Cash Holmes in at H-back. Fake handoff, play action. Ball is down. They're calling it a catch. Knights need to jump on this ball.
Big play for the Pride. Playing to the whistle.
Fumble is recovered by Greensboro.
Greensboro on the recovery there, as I think that was Shank. Jacob Shank on that catch and fumble.
It was Johansson, actually.
Sorry, Johansson, you're right.
Yeah,
Number 2, Johansson.
With number 1, Deshaun Wallace coming in hot, putting that ball on the ground.
Great job from the defensive perspective of the Pride. Back in their offensive set now, and Lockery goes under center for the first time. Pitch to the left. That's number 82, Dalton Miller, the freshman tailback / wide receiver. One of the smallest guys on the field. He's a 5'7", 165, but I'm telling you, Greg, that's a generous 5'7". I was standing next to him down there earlier. I'm not sure it's 5'7", but Miller can motor.
Yep.
He's a strong player. He can motor. He'll be often in that pistol set.
I think they measure your height and weight with your football gear on. So.
Indeed. And Locktree sends Miller in motion. Empty backfield. Scrambles to his right. Nice find. Great job in the scramble and finding Cale Matthews, the senior wide receiver, who just kept working, came across the middle of the field, same side as Locktree was scrambling. Good job working with his quarterback to get open.
Yeah, if the Pride can get in that secondary, that's where the Knights are still working to get that locked down, especially if you give him time and room. He had to scramble a little bit, but he still had room, or he still had time to be able to find his down receiver.
Under center now is Locktree. Play action. Looks across the middle. Over to the wheel route the Miller was running. Miller coming out of the backfield, running that wheel route, bracketed by the Knights secondary. He had number 22, and that was Dylan Andrew, and number 10, Tyler Wester, covering him out of that wheel route in the backfield. The Knights in a zone defensive situation there and did a great job finding Miller. Coming out of that play action. Well-designed play, but with Andrew scouting that, finding that. Now in the pistol is Locktree. Offset comes Miller. Motion with the tight end. Lots of motion for these guys. Interception, no! Andrew almost comes down with it. Really kind of misplayed from the wide receiver and Locktree. They were not on the same page. There were 2, even 3 Knight defenders over there. Locktree needed to bring that ball down and make a different choice.
Yeah, Andrew might have been thinking about the run after that. Probably wishing he would have had that back.
I think that was Tegan Griggs on that right-hand side, 6'1", 190. Wallace, South Carolina product.
Yeah, 3rd and 10 with 6 minutes and 19 seconds left to go this first quarter.
Locktree has Zach Atkinson over on his right side, his number 1 wide receiver. Looks left, finding the running back who was split out, Shaheem Clemens. Shaheem Clemens is the number 1 running back in terms of yards for the Pride, but also splits out quite often. Solid athlete. They can put him all over the field. So the Knights hold. 4th and 10. Brings on the kicking team. Pride just want to get on the board here. Capitalizing on that turnover, on that fumble from Johansson. This is number 65, the freshman kicker, Zach Allman. And that kick goes awry. Not exactly what he was looking for, and the Knights hold. So this is really where Greensboro, who has athletes, Greg, all over the field. You look at these guys, and they're athletes all over the place, but they come in just over 11 points per game scored, which is by far last in the conference. Kind of see a little bit of the systemic problems in this drive, a little bit of a microcosm for Coach Card throughout the year.
Yeah, some of the big things is just, miscommunication or misreading the defense and making the wrong look. Some of it's just fundamental, right? Catching the pass before, you start moving downfield. And then, just executing on that field goal.
Handoff on the sweep to Huxford. Kind of fumbles the ball, reaches down and grabs it. He is able to get around that end as the Knights lineman pulling for him. Big number 60 for the Knights. That's Hayden Birch. 64, Inoke Kafusi, the sophomore from Roosevelt, Utah, Union High School product, representing. Always got to bring out the guys representing the Uinta Basin. That's where the Wintertons and the Levitts, my mom, that's where they hail from, ranchers. That's where I spent my youth, Greg.
Well,
that's God's country out there.
Scotty, no offense. I don't know if we care about the Wintertons right now.
Yeah, that's true. Sorry out there. No, I promise you, people on Basin are cheering right now. Union High School, let's go. My mom was a cheerleader at Union High School
She's-
and a rodeo queen.
She cheering right now?
Duchesne County rodeo queen, Greg. What are you going to do about that?
Jamar Robinson, the ball carrier,
All right, Jamar Robinson carrying that ball.
taken down at the Knights' 29-yard line.
Scott, you're talking too much about Una Basin. I don't know who just made that tackle for Greensboro. We'll watch the replay. So we got some Greensboro people stepping up, trying to hold the Knights.
3rd and 1, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a big play here early in this half for the Pride. Quick snap, handoff to Cade Nelson, the man that we always talk about falling forward. He gets met at the line of scrimmage, but does fall forward. Nelson picks up 2, maybe 3 yards, gives the Knights a fresh 4 downs.
It's enough for an SVU first
Running off that
down.
left side.
Yeah, the Pride doing a great job rallying to the ball, but just like you said, Scotty, Cade was able to fall forward to get that first down.
Knights now with 3 wide receivers set. Chase Pope over on the left side. Big K. Nelson still in offset. As Pope comes motion, gives the Knights 3 on the right. Option play, Nelson met in the backfield. Great job jumping that gap. The offensive line for the Pride, jumping in between the blocks.
The ball back to the original line of scrimmage brings up 2nd down and 10.
It looked like Michael Bird Scott, a freshman defensive line, 6'1", 260 from Ackworth, Georgia, coming in and making that play.
The Knights come in terms of rushing 5th in the conference with 110 yards per game. Pretty balanced, but 200 attempts rushing, 166 yards, 166 attempts passing. So fairly balanced are the Knights, though they really lean more heavily on this rush game. Option, play action. Skylar Johnson had gotten to the inside of number 39 for the Pride, their defensive back, Jaden Henderson from South Bend, Indiana. Notre Dame let him get away. I don't know how they let him get out. It's a solid play right there.
Yeah.
But that was Skylar did a great job cutting to the inside across the face of his defender. He was open. I think given another opportunity, he feels like he should make that catch. So now the Knights come in 4 wide. Trips to the right, single wide out to the left. Chase Pope on the left side. That ball slips out of the hand as Pinkston short arms that.
Is incomplete. Attempted for number 13.
Little sloppy play from the Knights offense.
4th and 10.
After getting that initial first down, the drive stalls and they'll come on to punt this ball. Bass will come in, the long kicker, long punter for the Knights. If it's a short field,
Yeah,
Pinkston has done about, I don't know, a dozen pooch kicks this year.
Yeah, again, the rain has settled down a little bit today, but that field is still wet, and so the ball coming off the ground is a little wet. They just got to, stay locked in, really focus on the fundamentals. We have number 17, Cale Matthews, back to receive for the Pride right now, who looks Alexa,
catch
fair
that,
catch.
yep. Good catch in the rain. Smart play from him. I really, really like watching Cale Matthews play, the senior wide receiver.
36-yard line. 1st and 10, Pride.
Matthews, a South Johnston high school product out of 4 Oaks, North Carolina. He's a heck of an athlete. Made that catch coming across the middle. So Lockery in now with Miller in the backfield, set up in that pistol. A lot of motion from the tight ends. 2 wide receivers set. Play action, looking down the field. Andrew was there.
Is incomplete. Brings up 2nd down and 10.
Zach Atkinson, leading wide receiver for the Pride, was the target for that pass from Lockery. Just a little far. Again, a really good-looking athlete is Atkinson, the 6'1", 200-pounder, Durham, North Carolina, C.E. Jordan High School product. Staying home in North Carolina, play his college ball. Miller now up the middle. Great job finding that right side. And against Huntington last week, which was really a different setup, Greg. I mean, we were looking at the stats last week. I mean, Huntington came in running the ball all over everybody, right? And they ran the ball all over the Knights last week, and they got to those gaps between the linemen, and Leka, Apodaca, and Seosi, getting their tackles, but they weren't meeting those running backs until 4 or 5 yards deep, and that's exactly what happened here with Miller. Miller did a great job. The Knights offensive line, you mentioned this earlier, Greg, in conversation, the Knights linemen have got to start filling those gaps, occupy 1 and 2 guys. Kimani Vaivai has got to be the player that he can be in terms of occupying 1, 2, and maybe 3 players. Let those Knights fill the gaps earlier from the linebacking position.
Yeah, if the defensive line can occupy more than 1 player, that gives the opportunity for these leading tacklers to do what they do best, fill those holes and get those tackles closer to the line of scrimmage. And obviously we like it when it's behind the line of scrimmage.
In a 3-3-5 defense, which is what the Knights run, it is so important for those linemen to be really active and force the offensive line to double team them and not get to the second level. Back to pass now. That ball was not going to be catchable, though you can't really call that as, I think it was number 19 on the targeting for Tegan Griggs, the junior wide receiver from Wallace, South Carolina. On the defensive side of that was Jacob Taloa, kind of just got caught up.
Spot foul, first down.
No, I think yeah, it was 35, Alex Sewell, kind of face guarding, raising his hands up in the.
My bad.
Yep.
Sorry, Jacob's not going to be happy with me if I'm calling him out and it's not his fault. You're right. That was Sewell. Freshman mistake, the Greenwood, California product. Coming 3,000 miles to play at Southern Virginia University. Greg, SVU is one of the farthest geographic polling schools in the country. Our students travel an average of almost 1,300 miles from home to get to SVU.
Well, Scotty, it's worth it.
Well, I would think so. Nice find in the middle there. Big 88. Tight end Ryan Buchanan, the junior from Havelock, North Carolina. Great job just taking off, turning around, and then making another 3 or 4 yards after the catch.
Yeah, that's the sweet spot, kind of right behind the linebackers is, again, one of the holes that the Knights defense has continued to try to improve, but Greensboro is still finding some soft spots right now.
Again, double tight end set. They line up on the right-hand side. Double receivers to the left. Lockery under pressure. The pocket collapses as Jason Seosi comes up, eating his Cheerios, Honey Nut version, I'm sure. Nobody likes regular Cheerios. Wait, they're not a sponsor, are they?
No, it's mini wheats, actually.
It's mini wheats, all right. Comes up eating his mini wheats. Great job on that blitz from Seosi, collapsing the pocket. Lockery tried to jump in front and look to scramble. Never got his eyes downfield. He was feeling that pressure from the snap.
Yeah, that's one of the ways that the Knights defense, I think, is choosing to help the secondary is bringing a lot of pressure, not letting Lockery be able to look down the field.
Knights now, they bring the blitz. Seosi again on the blitz. Great find from Lockery, though. The ball falls short. Atkinson is target. Dylan Andrew on the coverage, helping the referee out, letting him know that it was incomplete. Really like the improvement of Dylan Andrew right now. He came in a really scrawny, kind of lean player. I mean, and I say that, talking about him as a freshman, because right now, I mean, he has worked so hard in the weight room. Strong player as a cornerback now. Graphic design major. 6 foot 185, and that's a solid 185 for him. Visual arts minor. Loves fishing and hunting, snowboarding. Punt now. Goes out of bounds. We'll call it probably about the 25. They'll mark it. Zach Allman, the freshman, with that punt. Archdale, North Carolina product, Trinity High School.
kick goes out of bounds, spotted at the Knights' 26-yard line.
So the Knights come in we're watching them move the ball, but they really haven't been able to get on the other side of the 50-yard line much in this first quarter outside of that initial fumble recovery. They come in with 4 first downs, 33% first down efficiency. The Knights are 4th in the conference with almost 18 first downs per game, 110 total, 44 rushing first downs, which is 3rd in the conference, 62 passing first downs, which is 2nd in the conference. Point being, Greg, like they can move the ball, right? They can get the ball up and down. The clock's going to run out as this first quarter ends. So the Knights can move the ball, and even in 3rd down conversion, they're at 41%, which is 3rd in the conference. So the problem overall for the Knights has not been total yards on the offense, moving the ball. It's been mistakes. For example, the Knights come in. One of the most penalized teams in the conference. They come in 414 penalty yards, which is 8th in the conference in terms of the less the better, right? 69 penalty yards per game, which is 7th in the conference out of 9 teams, and their 44 total penalties is 8th in the conference. So I bring that up just in terms of trying to draw the difference here of, okay, you're moving the ball, but then you're not necessarily punching in. You get inside the red zone, I mean, you're incredible. Your money. Coach Dupay's play calling and the execution inside the red zone is phenomenal. They just have to get there. Don't shoot themselves in the foot. Don't have those penalties. They can get there. And against this defense, which is one of the lower to mid-range defenses in the conference, they have an opportunity, Greg. Pinkston now with Wood to his right. He'll hand off to Wood as Wood runs over right guard. Swarmed by linebackers and defensive linemen.
Yeah, brought down by Tim Wallace. And number 42, Max Steele. We got some Greensboro fans that want to hear the
I don't
tackle,
even know if Max Steele actually made the tackle, but I just heard probably his dad yell out, tackle by number 42, Max Steele, freshman linebacker from Julian, North Carolina. Let's give it to him, because I love what his dad just did.
I think they're both in there, but 44 was the first one to stand up. Easier to see.
Pinkston now with 3 wide receivers. Scrambling to his right. He's got a bit of room to run. He's going to get some blocking. 10 to 20, 20, almost a 20-yard run now for Pinkston.
Davis Pinkston with the carry. Taken down at the SVU 48-yard line. It's a first down. Nice.
Great blocking from Jalen Troy, the tight end, allowing Pinkston to cut back to the middle of the field. Jalen Troy, big freshman tight end from Danville, Virginia. He's on the team with his teammate from high school, Brandon Jamison, wide receiver, number 81. Jalen Troy now in motion, comes to the right side. Fumble, Pinkston puts the ball on the ground, takes off with it, getting some blocking from Western. He gets 15 yards down the field. A flag goes at the end.
On the carry. Flag on the play.
Flag on that play. We'll get
That ball, personal foul, 94 of the defense, laid it out of bounds, 15 yards, first down.
head referee Jason Hall. Lets us know that's a late hit out of bounds. Tack on 15 more yards. So that was a play dead at the beginning with that fumble from the center quarterback exchange and that shotgun Pinkston gets 15 yards off of the scramble and then get add another 15, 30-yard play.
That's good play calling right there, Scotty.
I guess that's what you'd call that. Oh, Jalen Troy in, and then big Cash Holmes on the right-hand side. Handoff cut up the middle from Jacob Wood, trying to find some space. Not finding much.
Alex Langtree on the carry.
Oh, it was Langtree, sorry. Number 30, Langtree. He came off earlier holding that left arm.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Yeah, great team tackle by number 84, Malik Small, number 88, Ryan Buchanan.
Yeah, maybe 89.
Right, yeah, 89. Yeah, thanks, Scotty. Sorry. Excuse me, 89, Austin Longworth, sophomore, defensive line from Elkin, North Carolina.
Play action to Wood. Over the top, looking for Pope. Just a little bit far from Pinkston. Pinkston comes in with 48.8% passing percentage, efficiency rating of 133. As I mentioned, he's second in the conference with 1,445 yards passing and tied in the conference with 12 passing TDs. Yeah, third in the conference, 240 yards passing per game. Francois comes in on the right side, Huxford in the slot on the right, and Johansson on the left. Little play action. Fumble, bounces fortunately back up into the arms of Pinkston. That offensive line not giving him much protection, and that sack losing 4 yards and brings up 4th down. Great hold from the defense of Greensboro.
Yeah, number 95, Michael Burt Scott, the freshman defensive line coming from Ackworth, Georgia, coming in, putting that ball on the ground, making a big play, holding the Knights to this 4th and long to make them come out with their field goal team.
Bass to kick. He's got the leg, plenty of distance. Great job putting that through. Excellent hold, snap and hold. That was Kyle Barilla, wide receiver from Stansbury Park on the hold, involved in that special teams effort. Great job from the Knights special teams. So with 11:46 left in the second quarter, the Knights go up 10-0.
And the Knights doing a great job working on their time of possession. Definitely not the turnout of trying to get a touchdown as they like, but it's good getting 3 points on the board. That was 7 plays and almost a total of 5 minutes on that drive. Taking control, especially as the rain is starting to come down, be able to control that ball. I think that also added a little bit to that mishandle with Pinkston. With the rain starting up again, it's got to stay locked in. Be able to take care of that pigskin.
Qualeen Noel back, along with number 20 who takes the ball, Shaheem Clemens. Big hit, big collision from number 42, Cash Holmes. Dropping Clemens at the 15-yard line. Boy, that pumped up the sideline and the crowd for the Knights.
Yeah, the Knights have started to use Cash on the offensive side, but I think Cash is kind of itching to still go out and hit some people, and we can see it right there.
Yeah, moved over from a linebacker position into that fullback position and obviously playing on special teams. 17, Cale Matthews in motion, looking that way, finds him. No, that's not Matthews. Sorry, that's Atkinson. Atkinson, the senior wide receiver. Great job coming back to that ball was Atkinson.
Yeah, Alex Sewell for the Knights making that tackle, number 35.
I think you really hit the nail on the head, Greg, when you talked about getting pressure on Lockery is going to be the best defensive back play that the Knights have. Really trying to disrupt Lockery. Big number 96, Anthony Hines, the junior, also playing defensive line, way overthrown there as Lockery tries to find Cale Matthews. You know, you have senior wide receiver Matthews, you got senior wide receiver Atkinson on each side. And those are two really good wide receivers, good athletes. Illegal chop block by 74. You can't chop block a player that's already otherwise engaged with another offensive player. So that illegal chop block gonna put Greensboro in a real hole here. So it'll be replay the first down. Call it 1st and 20. Lockery now anchored on both sides. Bookend by running backs. Fakes the handoff. Goes for the bubble screen on the right side to Atkinson. Atkinson does a great job getting back those 10 yards. Well-designed play, pulling 69 for the Pride. Wesley Irwin, the freshman offensive lineman from Elizabethtown, Tennessee, did a great job getting outside there, along with a couple fellow wide receivers, helping Atkinson get almost, let's see, well, they spotted him out of bounds 7 yards on that play, so 2nd and 13. Mitchell right up, fakes it. Great fingertip catch. Number 22 for the Pride. Wonderful catch, Deshaun Fitz. Only a 2-yard gain, however. If Lockery had given him a little bit of space with that pass to run with that, he had a one-on-one on the outside, could have done something with it. Now Atkinson split out wide left. He's joined on that left side by Fitz.
This is another big third down and long for the Pride, and the Knights defense coming together to see if they can hold them and get this 3 and out right here.
Draw play. Goes nowhere.
Tackle is made by number 50, Sean Erickson.
Number 50, Sean Erickson, the defensive line from Hernando Beach, Florida, coming and making that tackle for loss. A big, big tackle for loss.
Yeah, Miller got that ball and immediately had a red jersey right in front of him, tried to dance around it but couldn't do anything with it.
It was a great defensive hold for the Knights. Now bringing on their punt return team.
Flag goes down. So false start, and they'll go back 5 more.
It's not an unfamiliar sight to see flags going down on the field, but luckily the Knights aren't on the receiving end of that today.
Well, it depends on which jersey you're wearing right now. I say luckily if you're wearing red,
Crimson.
Not so luckily crimson. Not so lucky if you're not so lucky if you're wearing Kelly green. Almost getting there where the Knights. Wester catches that. A little bit of miscommunication between him and Francois. Wester does get to the sideline. A lot of collisions out in front of him. No flags down, so we'll have a 1st and 10 for the Knights offense. Starting at the 40-yard line will be the Knights. First time since that fumble recovery that they've started on the Greensboro side of the field. 9 minutes left, Greg. Seen the Knights move the ball up and down. Knights thus far have total of 88 yards. Strong run. Crew Huxford hits that secondary hard. Pinkston with that pass did a great job.
Spotted at the Greensboro 31-yard line, brings up 2nd and 1.
Pinkston's a biochemistry major. He was USA South Player of the Week a couple weeks into the season. He served a mission in Santa Fe, Argentina back in 2016 and 2018. The Knights offensive line not holding right there, and Pinkston is flushed out of that pocket almost immediately. He has been seeing green and white in his face almost immediately on every pass play. If he's not catching that and hitting a quick slant, he's got green and white in his face. The Knights offensive line has got to come together. And that one, they had max protect. They left Nelson or Cash Holmes into protect. They left the running back into protect. And still, he's getting chased out of that pocket right away.
Yeah, that pressure was led by number 94, Charles Gatkin, the freshman from Kitty Hawk, North Carolina.
I mean, that's a good place to be from.
They might be taking the same idea of pressure the quarterback so he can't see down the field.
Well, it was 3rd and 1, and that false start from Holmes puts the Knights in a much more difficult position. That's unfortunate if you're a Knight fan. In a wide receiver in the slot, player we haven't seen much, Adrian Howard, listed on the depth chart as a quarterback, but also a great wide receiver in just in terms of his athleticism. He's in the slot on that right side. Play action. Looking for looking for his wide receiver number 80, Pope. That pass was short. Pope had a step on his defender, number 39, Jaden Henderson, but Pinkston left that pass a little short. Henderson doing a great job knocking that pass away. So now 35, this is just at the tip of the range of the Knights freshman kicker, Derek Bass. So this could be a play for the Knights. They might run it, but Pinkston also is pooch kick this. This tight 4 wide receiver set, something we saw earlier in the game. Pooch kick lands at the 18, and it will roll and keep rolling all the way to the 5-yard line. Great job from Pinkston.
Pinkston's punt is down at the Greensboro 5-yard line.
So just going back to their 3rd down play, that's one of the Knights' offense weakest points that they've been trying to focus on is their 3rd down conversion. Coming into this game, it was 41%, which is the 3rd in conference, and today they're still kind of hovering below that with 33%. And so it's something that they are working on. Unlucky to have that false start. The 3rd and 1 is definitely more manageable, more doable than a 3rd and 6. Just how to make some changes with their play call probably to try to capitalize.
Yeah. Running back number 20 for the Pride, Shaheem Clemens, met in the backfield. Does a great job not to end up in the end zone, avoiding the safety, but it is a 4-yard loss.
Yeah, great tackle by the leading tackler for the Knights defense, Jason Siosi, number 7, coming in the backfield, causing havoc.
Lockery now in a very difficult situation. He's got Tegan Griggs lined up wide right. Miller lined up wide left. He looks to go to the wide receiver. Oh, sorry, that was number 16 for the Pride. That's Coy Davis. Freshman wide receiver, 5'10", from Cornelius, North Carolina. First time we've called his name.
Yeah, great job by number 22 for the Knights, Dylan Andrew, kind of cutting off that receiving lane for him to break on the ball.
brings up 3rd and
So
14.
now long, 3rd and 14, 3rd and long from the 1 yard line. Dangerous situation for Lockery. He's again in the pistol with Clemens behind him. Now Clemens offset to the left. Passing, looking left. And that pass is dropped by Coy Davis.
Yeah, Lockery heard the footsteps of Siosi and then saw him coming. Probably released that maybe not exactly how he wanted. And then number 16 for the Pride, Coy Davis, I think heard number 5 for the Knights, Jacob Taloa, coming in and closing that gap. Not that they could have had a lot after that play. It was a short pass, but could have got him out of this.
So Western Francois now back to field this kick. Good kick. Gets to the 42-yard line. Wester fields it. He's great job running. Still in bounds on the sideline. Keeps running all the way to the 9, maybe the 8-yard line. Chase Wester with an incredible return down that left sideline.
Yeah, pretty close to bringing the ball almost exactly back, about 8 yards back to where it was just kicked from.
Now Pinkston, advantageous position. Johansson to the right, handoff to Wood to the left, and scrambling in was Jacob Wood, but a flag comes down. Looks like they're going to get the Knights for holding. Let's see what the call is going to be. Yep. Number 70 on the offense, on the left side, called for holding.
Yeah, Bryce Lambert, number 70 for the Knights, freshman from Haymarket, Virginia.
So the Knights go from 1st and goal from the 8 to 1st and goal from the 19. Holmes and Troy come in motion to the left. Handoff to Woods up the middle, off right tackle.
Jacob Wood, the ball carrier, taken down at the Greensboro 16-yard line.
3-yard gain for Wood.
Makes it 2nd and goal.
It looked like number 23 for the Pride, Dejuan Robinson, a freshman from Riverdale, Maryland.
Johansson comes to slot right. He's got Francois far left. Handoff to Langtree. Skipping and hopping. Gets all the way back to just about the original line of scrimmage. So it'll be 3rd and goal from the 8. Good inside run for the Knights.
8-yard line. Brings up 3rd down and goal.
And number 4, number 42 for the Pride, coming in on that tackle. Number 4, Malik Hargrove, and number 42, Max Steele. Big play for 3rd down, again for the Knights offense. Something that they're not converting really well on so far today. But a great time to try to convert right now to put another 6 points on the board.
Fumble. Ball is down, still down. In that exchange between Pinkston and Cade Nelson, ball hits the ground again, and the Pride fall on it.
Yeah, number 89, Austin Longworth, a sophomore, staying with it, barely just using his left hand to grab that ball and bring it in and cover it for the Pride.
So these are the, again, moving the ball up and down. This will be one of the few times the Knights get inside the red zone and don't execute and come away with 6 points. But the overall theme of of disciplined play and avoiding mistakes is really the key right now for the Knights, and it's allowing Greensboro to stay in this game, only 10 points down. And a little dancing back and forth. Looks like a couple players wanted to just, Nate Mattis looking like he wanted to do a little middle school dance with the right guard of the Pride. They both stood up and arms extended, pointing at each other.
Yeah, when I move, you move, right?
Right. A few Bible lengths between you and your dance partner, right? Middle school style.
Yeah.
Lockery now turns, hands off to Miller. Miller looking to get to the edge. Nice, do a good job setting the edge. Sewell there. Ciosi is also there.
By number 35, Alex Sewell. Loss on the play. Makes it
Good job stringing that play out was the right side of the Knights defense.
Second and long for the Pride offense. Looking at 2 and 18 with just above 4 minutes left of the second quarter.
Onto this left side is Atkinson going up against Sewell. A couple other Knights come in to join on the tackle, but
pass is complete.
good job getting back to the original line of scrimmage.
35, Alex Sewell.
Alex doing a great job breaking down, holding him up,
9 on the play.
buying time for his team to rally together, not let anything else happen.
Vai in now at nose tackle, and
Knight fans, make some noise. It's third
you've got
and
Logan
9.
Mullen and Dallin Breen in on left and right side of that line. Third down, Lockery looking deep down the field, underthrows his receiver badly, but as the receiver tried to come back to get the ball,
On the play.
Tyler Wester reaches out and grabs Cale Matthews. Sewell really just needed to look back when he saw the eyes of the receiver, and I mean it's not necessarily an easy thing to do, but definitely with the Knights coaching staff, you know, Nate Lalo, defensive backs coach and the defensive coordinator, love for Wester to take a peek back there instead of reaching out and grabbing, just turn around and even have a chance at intercepting that ball.
Yeah, I think there was a little push off, and he wanted to close that gap, and by grabbing, being the second offender is easily noticeable by the ref.
Play action to Miller. Pressure was on from, that was number 41, Mattis.
Jacob Taloa and Colby Hyder in coverage.
Sorry, Dawson Merwin.
Brings up second down.
Oh, no, that was Nate Mattis was coming in. Mattis is doing a great job. That's probably his most active game so far, at least at home, that we've called for him. Wind's picking up a little bit here at Knight Stadium. Clouds trying to clear out. Rain has stopped. 2nd and 10. Backfield empties as Lockery's taking off, but a flag comes down from the referee.
Flag on the play.
And
Holding on 66 for the Pride. That's Jack Garys, the freshman offensive lineman from Barboursville, Virginia. Not too far from here.
yeah, the Knights defense also getting a little lucky. Number 35, Alex Sewell, coming in after Loggery slid, kind of leading with his head. Luckily, there was no contact made.
All right, so 2nd and 20. Pistol formation. Miller comes offset right now, trips to the right. Rolling out to the right, looking back, screen pass. Great job from Dylan Andrew of reading that screen pass. 74 Jacob Doolittle was there to block, but Dylan, undersized by probably 80 pounds against Doolittle, fights through that block, finds the legs of the tight end, Ryan Buchanan, brings him down. Great play from Dylan Andrew, one of the best plays I've seen him make all year. 2-yard loss on the play, now 3rd and 22. Last time we were in this situation at a pass interference play on the Knights. They're going to try and get off the field here on 3rd down. Lockery looking downfield, throws it deep. Can't connect with Matthews. That time Western coverage, but not having to really worry about that pass. It was well out of the reach of Matthews.
Yeah, great job by number 95 for the Knights, Dylan Seawright, causing pressure on Lockery to be able to not be able to make that connection downfield.
Well, back to receive. Wester had a great return last time. Missed kick. That ball's going to bounce the 48-yard line. No return. Much better outcome than the last punt. Oh, now the Knights, who have come in dominating time of possession, still only have 98 total yards to 100 total yards for Greensboro. Just not a lot of ball movement up and down the field for either of these teams.
Yeah, the Knights have been able to capitalize on some of that short field work. Just great starting position for their offense.
Handoff to number 9, Chase Wester. Seen that 3 other times. 4th time they've done that play to Wester. It's been effective every time. They've gotten 5+ yards every time they run that play. Wind and rain now picking up. See how the ball and the handles for the Knights here, which has been very difficult. Huxford scrambles and picks up the 1st down. So the Knights have put the ball on the ground 4 times in this first half. Losing the ball once and also an interception.
Great tackle by number 21 for the Pride, Tyler Alston, the freshman cornerback from McLeansville, North Carolina. Played high school at Southern Guilford.
Wester in motion, staying in the slot right, handoff to Langtree. He gets to the numbers, forced out of bounds. Strong play from number 1, Deshaun Watson, the junior defensive back. Big, strong kid, 6'2", from Rockingham, North Carolina.
Yeah, I liked watching Langtree run that ball and how he held the ball, knowing that he is dealing with the elements, the weather, holding it tight against his body, protecting it, not wanting to get that ball on the ground, which has happened a few times, as you mentioned, Scotty, for the Knights offense.
So Huxford and Howard off to the right in the slot. This time the handoff goes to Huxford. Call that one of those little shovel passes. Just like a running play, though.
Yeah, number 42, Max Steele for the Pride, coming across, reading that play, making that tackle.
So SVU calls their first timeout, 43 seconds left in this quarter, 2nd and 12 on the 28-yard line. They got to come away with points here to really feel good about their overall play. I mean, they've been spending a good bit of this second quarter in the Greensboro side of the field, but have not been able to capitalize on any of it. Greensboro's defense holding strong, stout when they need to be.
Yeah, the Knights offense has been plagued a little bit about mishandling the ball, and then also penalizing themselves by not executing or getting a penalty.
Chase Wester with a great half so far. He came in with 32.8 yards per game, 11 receptions. He's really capitalized now. He's 17.9 yards per reception. That's going to come down a little bit with these shovel passes he's been handling.
Pride defense having 4 down.
Over the middle to Johansson. Boy, that thing floated. Several players staying down on the field.
Attempted for number 2, Matt Johansson.
Yeah, it looks like number 1, Deshaun Wallace for the Pride, getting a little shaken up, and then also number 4 still laying down.
I think Wallace just had some carpet pellets in his eyes, which happen when you go down and you hit the ground out here. You've done that before on these fields, where those black pellets just spray everywhere. But Hargrove still down as the athletic training staff for the Pride come out work, helping him out. 39 seconds left, 3rd and 12. Hargrove gets up. I mentioned that he is all over the place. As a defensive back, as a cornerback, he still gets involved. He loves to tackle, loves to hit. Really big, strong kid. Again, typical of the kind of athletes in the specialty positions for Greensboro. They have athletes all over the field, which is just, it's surprising that their overall outcomes in terms of wins, losses, their yards per game, scoring, how their defense is. They have a lot of athletes. So play clock is on. And people are looking around like they're not sure what's going on. Then Knights may have to call a timeout. There's 22 seconds left on the play clock. Well, that was sort of mishandled from everybody, the referees. Neither team really seemed like they knew what was going on. Greensboro was looking to see what the Knights were doing. Knights were kind of still huddled around Coach Hughey and Coach Hoffman. Coach DuPay is up in the booth calling the plays. They're forced to call their second timeout. Thing was, that clock was already stopped, so you kind of wasted a timeout there.
Yeah, the Knights come into this 3rd down with 29% 3rd down conversion, 2 out of the 7.
But when you're 3rd and 11, 3rd and 12, that percentage is not going to get above 50% very often. Knights with 3 wide receivers. Pinkston looking downfield. He's going to tuck it and run, dancing back and forth, and picks up, call it 9 on the play. 26 seconds left. Clock is running. Clock's still running. The Knights will probably have to call a timeout here if they want to get this kickoff, which they're going to let the clock run down, bring on Derek Bass, try to get 3 points out of this. Derek Bass goes back, 4 seconds left. There was movement from both sides, not sure. They're going to call offsides here. No, they're going to call a false start. Little confab with the refs.
False start. Offense. Number 63. Maybe they can call a timeout and stop a 10-second runoff.
So Knights calling calling a timeout. There's a penalty in the last 2 minutes. It can result in a 10-second runoff if you have an offensive penalty. However, you can avoid that 10-second runoff if you have a timeout left to call, which the Knights do. So Bass, who's certainly capable of hitting a 40-yard field goal, will come back on the field. His holder, Kyle Barilla again. So it'll be a 40-yard field goal attempt from Derek Bass from the left hash. Not an easy go for a right-footed kicker. Good snap. Ball's plenty of distance, but pulls it left.
The kick is no good. And that's the end of the first half of play. Greensboro 0, your night 10.
So, Greg, let's take a look here. Maybe kind of grind through these stats, and then we'll take a little break. So the Knights clearly really controlling the pace of play here. I mean, the Pride only 1 of 8 on 3rd down. They've got 6 first downs total. The Knights with 8. The Knights 2 of 8 on 3rd down. Not able to really convert and stay on the field, but it's kind of, you know, our turn, your turn, ping pong back and forth in terms of 3 and outs or get a first down and then out again on the second chance. So back and forth, 100 yards for Greensboro. They've been stuck on 100 total yards for probably 12 minutes of that second quarter. The Knights with 127 total yards. The Knights with 37 yards passing, and the Pride with 85 yards passing. The Knights on 18 rushing attempts were able to gain 90 yards on 18 attempts, so averaging 5 yards per rush, which is higher above. You talked about trying to average more than 3.3 yards per rush. However, Greensboro on 9 attempts, only 15 net rushing yards, which is right at their average for the season. They're averaging 1.6 yards per carry. They're averaging 1.7 this game. And that is not good. You talked about with me earlier that one of the keys to this game for the Pride would be, can they average more than 1.6 yards per carry? Can they get more receivers involved than Atkinson? I think they've done a good job looking. Lockery has, really done a great job trying to find Cale Matthews and not just Atkinson. And then the defense able to put pressure on Pinkston. And their defense only has 1 sack all year coming into this game, and yet they've been able to put a lot of pressure on the Knights. They've had 1 sack so far, so doubled their number. The Knights also with a sack. Yet through all of that, back and forth, it's only 10-0, and Greensboro's got to walk away from that feeling like, all right, it hasn't been pretty, but we're still in this.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things is the Knights are capitalizing on short field positions where the Greensboro Pride have been in their own territory basically the whole game and can't get out. And so the Knights defense is doing a great job keeping them in their own territory. So when they try to punt, the Knights are starting with shorter field, and they're able to capitalize on that, especially when they get into the red zone. But I think that's the biggest difference, is where the offense is starting. Right,
field position has been the key, the real difference in this game. It's why Greensboro hasn't had much, and why the Knights have been able to maintain possession. And even with that being said, the Knights still only able to come away with 2 scoring possessions, yet spending a good bit of that time in the Greensboro side of the field. So Coach Dupay, Coach Mulitalo, on both sides of the ball needs to feel good about what the Knights are doing. Yet I'm sure Coach Dupay would love to have more points right now than they got. So Let's take a minute. We have about 15 minutes left before the second half will start. We'll take a 10-minute break, and then we'll come back.
Night bands, let's give a big cheer and welcome to the field the dance team and spirit squad as they join the marching band for an exciting rendition of Johnny Be Good. Night bands, let's get a huge round of applause for the Marching Knights, Dance Team, and Spirit Squad.
And welcome back to Knight Stadium. Starting of this second half, just getting underway. Knights coming on the field. Huxford back from Stansbury Park High School. Stansbury Park High School is a really strong high school out in Utah. He standout offensive and defensive player out there. Also Chase Wester back to receive this kickoff. Knights hoping to be able to move this ball down the field, get a couple first downs, try to avoid any of those fumbles and interceptions that kind of plagued both teams in the first half, Greg.
Yeah, 100%. I think, again, the Knights just had better field position, which gave them the opportunity to capitalize on a few of their drives. We have number 65 for the Pride, Zach Allman, kicking the ball.
Huxford on this catch. He's got a little space. Gets out to the 28-yard line. Pinkston will bring his team onto the field.
Number 25, Zach Shaw for the Pride, tackling Huxford.
Had a chance to meet his father. Crew's father came, said hello. All the way out here from Utah, high school football coach himself. So you see how Crew would get his high football IQ, working his way on from special teams, now on the field a lot more. Dad, typical dad fashion, like he's got to earn every bit of it. I love to hear that. Handoff to Wood. Met in the backfield. That was number 21 for the Pride, Tyler Alston, the freshman from McLeansville, North Carolina. Good job jumping the backfield. It looked like there was a little space there for Wood, but was not able to capitalize on it, only picking up 2 yards, 2nd and 8. Huxford in the slot. Skylar Johnson split out wide right. Didn't hear a lot out of him in that first half. That time right up, dive play off the right side of the center. Wood gets 6 yards out of it. It'll bring up 3rd and 2. Good job moving the pile there. Finding the crease was Wood.
Yeah, for the Pride, number 99, Brendan Purdue.
Yeah, big left defensive tackle. Up the middle is Cade Nelson. Gets 4. That'll move the sticks.
Cade Nelson with the carry. Gain of 5 on the play.
That interior offensive line of the Knights
It's an SBU.
doing a great job. David Tongalei doing a great job in there. Cade Bradley at center. Three solid runs for the Knights. Option play as Nelson bounces it to the outside. He'll be met 10 yards downfield. Number 23 for the Pride, Dejon Robinson. Getting to Nelson, but it wasn't until literally right at the sticks before he was met downfield. Great job, great vision from Nelson, seeing the field, bouncing it outside. Number 89 for the Pride, Austin Longworth, got caught inside on that block. He needs to be able to get upfield and have some discipline in his lane, not letting that ball bounce outside. This time, Troy in motion to the left. And they run off tackle left.
Cade Nelson with the carry.
Well, just speaking about Austin Langworth for the Pride, be able to close that outside, be able to turn him inside, and then be able to shed his blocker to make that tackle. Again, number 89, Austin Longworth, making that tackle for the Pride.
Good job by Troy blocking, kinesiology major, business minor.
The Knights are doing a great job running the ball right now, also running down the clock, trying to take advantage of this lead, but also take control of the game.
Wildcat play there. Ball looks like it hits the ground on the tackle, bouncing back up into the hands of Colton Shumway.
Colton Shumway on the keeper.
Number 94 for the Pride, Charles Gwatkin,
Brings
freshman,
up 3rd down and 2.
and that tackle coming up a little shaken up.
Shumway now subbing out as Pinkston comes back in. Shumway now in conversation on the sideline with Coach Justin Hughey. Receivers coach. Looks like we're going to get a false start.
Number 23, the offense. 5
Jacob
yards,
Wood,
3rd down.
little hitch before that ball was snapped. So, again, they were 3rd and 2. Greg now 3rd and 7, doing a great job moving the ball, but these are the reasons why things have stalled for them in the past. Pinkston will try to avoid that, see if they can get their 4th 3rd down conversion of the afternoon. Pinkston brings Wester in motion. He finds Wester, great find. He's gonna have to make a play to get the 1st down. He does, great stopping, starting, gets right to the sticks.
Pinkston's pass is complete to number 9, Chase Wester.
Flag goes down at the end.
Flag after the play.
Well after the play. Great job, Greg, by Wester to put that left foot in the ground and get upfield.
Yeah, great job with the catch to begin with. Yeah, and like you said, Scotty, be able to hard cut forward to get to the sticks. But we'll see what this flag's about.
I think they waved the flag off, so whatever. Just itchy trigger finger over there from the line judge.
She's got to make sure it works, though.
Okay, got to make sure. Shoot it in the air, make sure it works. All right, it works. Wester in motion. Option play left. Pinkston keeps the ball. Stiff arm, still on his feet. Good open field tackle from the safety, number 39. That was Jaden Henderson, the defensive back, South Bend product. Doing a good job in that open field. If he misses that tackle, I think Pinkston goes all the way to the end zone. Either way, still a solid gain for Pinkston, resulting in a 1st down, putting the ball 1st and 10 on the 18. We've got a Pride defenseman down on the field. Charles Gotkin.
Yeah, he was coming in trying to get Pinkston before he was able to scramble out, and it looked like he either tweaked his knee or his ankle.
Good job by Pinkston avoiding that first tackle with a stiff arm. Yeah, big number 94 hobbling off the field. A freshman, 6'4", 210. Kitty Hawk native. Hopefully his skimboarding skills are solid. You spend that much time on the beach.
I don't know what skimboarding is, Scotty. All I know.
You've been missing out, my brother. You've been missing out.
Not a lot of skimboarding opportunities here in Buena Vista.
Got to make your way to Kitty Hawk. Outer Banks. Langtree met in the backfield, does a little hop, skip, and a jump. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. Great pursuit. Initial penetration from the Greensboro defensive line.
Loss of 1 on the play. Brings up 2nd down and 11.
So Knight's able to overcome a couple penalties. Now 2nd and 11, ball in the 20. Long drive for them, going on 5.5 minutes on this drive. Little reverse end around for Johansson, leading blockers, Pinkston and Skylar Johnson. Skylar Johnson had a chance to help spring Johansson there and couldn't quite stick that block, but did a good job anyway, helping the Knights get, call it 9 yards on that play, maybe 10, 3rd and 1. Little trickery, little trickeration from the Knights. They run option left with the reverse to Johansson. So now Johnson twins to the left. Knights run off tackle right. Nelson does a great job finding the crease inside that right tackle and punches it into the end zone. Nelson with great running there, but better blocking. The Knights doing a great job on that blocking on the right-hand side. They were strong right side. Jalen Troy over there. Big 42, Cash Holmes on that right side. Then you had David Tongalei and Inoki Kafusi making way, bulldozing. Hayden Birch doing a great job over there as well.
And number 1, Deshaun Wallace for the Pride. Had an opportunity to make that one-on-one tackle, but Cade just ran right through it.
The Knights on their first drive. 7 minutes, 40-second drive. Starting from their own like 24-yard line. 11 plays. That was a great job by the Knights. $71-yard drive, 11 plays, 7.5 minutes. Boy, you couldn't ask for more if you're Coach Dupay up in the booth, offensive coordinator for the Knights. Great play calling, run heavy, very run heavy drive.
Yeah,
so,
great execution.
So back to receive this kickoff now is number 20 for the Pride, Shaheem Clemens, and a little number 82, Dalton Miller. Derek Bass will go back with that big right foot and see what he can do with this kickoff. 17-0 for the Knights. Greensboro need to respond here, Greg. They need to put a solid drive together. That defense was on the field for a long time. Miller met immediately by Chase Pope at the 15-yard line, then swarmed by the rest of the coverage team.
Chase can tackle and catch the ball? That was awesome.
Who knew?
Great play. Great coverage by the Knights kickoff team.
Pistol formation, quick throw to the right. Atkinson on the catch. Great job getting the first down.
Jason Ciosi still just covering the field, sideline to sideline, making a play.
Ciosi came in the half with 5 tackles, but leading the Knights, Alex Sewell, defensive back, with 7 tackles on the day. Ciosi picks up his 6th. Quick pass right, nearly exact same play. Wester chasing that one down. Good find on finding Coy Davis on that right-hand side. Lockery did a great job taking that snap, getting his head up right away, and his receivers opening those quick out routes. These last 2 plays. That was a 9-yard catch for Davis. 2nd and 1. Still in the pistol. Now offset right. Up over the top. Great job there by Sewell on Atkins. And then Jacob Taloa trying to get the interception on the deflection. Some of the better coverage we've seen out of Sewell. Atkins can make a move. He's strong. He'll go up and get that ball. He's already shown that today. And ball put right on the money by Lockery.
Yeah, the Knights were bringing the heat, and the Pride offensive line were able to buy time for Lockery to be able to look downfield and make overall a pretty good pass.
Well, 3rd and 1. Inside handoff. Cutting up field is Miller, scampering 6 yards downfield, doing a great job picking up that first down.
Team tackle for the Knights initiated by number 5, Jacob Taloa.
First down, Greensboro.
It's hard to find him in all that mess of big bodies. He did a good job finding space here, finding space there. This is exactly what Greensboro needed, resting the defense. If they can pick up another couple first downs, they'll feel really good about themselves, they'll feel good about their play. Fake dive. Really good catch. Bobbled for just a second, though it was put right on the money from Ryan Buchanan, the junior.
First down, Greensboro.
He's a big target, 6'2", 215. Greensboro has a bevy of strong, big tight ends that they shuffle in and out. Miller now in the backfield. Coming in motion, wide receiver from the right is Davis. Looking to hit Davis on that flat, coming out of the motion. Not connecting with Lockery. You know, I look at the stats over the year, Brad. I look at Lockery, who comes in 807 yard passing, which is next to last in the conference. Only 5 yards per attempt, which is by far the lowest in the conference. And yet, I mean, he's a good quarterback. I mean, he puts the ball on the money. Big, strong kid. 6'3", 195. He's a senior. I'm a little flummoxed at the ineptitude of that offense coming in. Great job there, number 51 for the Knights, Logan Mullen. Coming off that upfield rush and then collapsing back down as Lockery tried to run. Not a sack, no gain, no loss. 3rd and 10. Considering what the Knights did on their first possession, this is going to be a big play for Lockery and his offense. He's got 4 wide receivers set. We haven't seen this very often. Twins both sides. Looks left. Coming out of that is the running back that was in the left slot, Shaheem Clemens. He only picks up 7. Good swarm from the Knights. Wester closing on that. I think if that ball is on the outside shoulder of Clemens, he's going to catch that and turn upfield, get 5 or 6 more yards. Instead, he kind of had to hold up, make sure he had the catch. On this left side now, Atkins and Clemens.
Big 4th down play for both teams.
Out of the pistol, now offset. Looking downfield, Lockery. Just past the outreached hands of Tyler Wester.
Pass is complete. Forced out of bounds by number 35, Alex Sewell. First down, Greensboro.
I think that was number 6, Devin Hawkins, a sophomore from Warrenton, North Carolina. Great catch, great concentration, because that ball went through the hands of Tyler Wester. Looked like he might even be able to catch that and take it the other way, but man, what a good catch from Hawkins.
Something
Sorry, go ahead, Greg.
Something I'm noticing with the Greensboro offense is I think they are trying to move the ball out of the hand of Lockery a lot quicker, which is
up and grabbing that ball over the top of the double team was Griggs. Great hands to find that. Lockery putting the ball right where it needed to be.
Yeah, great passing offense right now from the Pride. Getting the ball out of the hands of Lockery really quick. because the Knights defense is bringing the heat, but then the Pride steps up big for the offensive line, buy in time for Lockery to find his receiver downfield for an amazing pass.
Yeah, great catch by Griggs. 2 Knights were there. Taloa was there. So was Sewell. Now, under center, reverse pass, over the top, trickeration. David Lockery on the catch with the pass from Cale Matthews. Knights thinking they're going to be a Wendy's, and it's fancy like Applebee's. Let's go. That was great play. Good play calling, excellent execution. Date night for the Greensboro Pride, doing a great job. 65 in for the Pride now. That's Zach Allman. Their kicker looks to put that ball through the uprights. He does. Getting their first 7 on the board with 3.5 left in the third quarter. Man, that was a heck of a drive from Greensboro, Greg. And you said, like, the Knights on their first drive run heavy. Off tackle left, off tackle right, option inside right, option inside left. Quick hits if they were going to pass the ball, but almost exclusively run. And then Greensboro comes back, almost exclusively pass, come out with those 2 quick flat passes, one left, one right, and then continue that all the way down the field, pick up a third down. They do a great job getting into the end zone on that drive, exactly what they needed to stay in this game.
Yeah, the Pride coming back swinging. First half was, kind of plagued with miscommunications, drop passes, mishandling the ball, penalties. But they come back, they come locked in, and they're there to execute, and they do execute on their great play calls, and they're on the board. Definitely not letting the Knights run away with it, which the Knights might have been looking like they were going to or thinking they were going to.
Yeah, this quarter has been so much cleaner than the first half. In the first half, 8 penalties for each team. Wester looking to get outside, now cuts it up, gets to the 30, up to the 33. Good run back from Chase Wester. Best run back on a kickoff of the afternoon for the Knights. But 2 great drives from these teams, which you really love seeing because this is good football. No real penalties. They're not fumbling, not dropping the ball. That's a much more fun quarter for both teams. So offensive line now for the Knights come out. Did a great job in the run game. Let's see what the Knights can do on their second drive of the second half. Handoff, off tackle right. Wood's doing a good job getting 6 yards on that. Wood is been heavily focused all game long. He's had 7 rushes for 35 yards. Pinkston leading the team with 56 yards rushing. Cade Nelson, 25 yards on 8 carries this half. So the 4-headed monster of Wood, Nelson, Langtree, and Pinkston doing a great job, averaging over 5 yards a carry this game. Ball pops out from the hands of Wood. Pinkston seeing it and jumping on it right away.
Fumble on the play, recovered by Pinkston.
Wood pretty sure-handed throughout the year.
Brings up 3rd down and 3.
At times. Oh, I take that back. Sorry, it was Nelson that's been very sure-handed throughout the year. Wood has put the ball on the ground, 4 fumbles this year, where Nelson hasn't had any fumbles lost. Langtree now in on the right side. Nice in with 4 receivers as Huxford comes in motion, fakes the handoff. Pinkston up the middle on the draw play. The QB draw results in a first down. 3rd down play for the Knights. That was a really nice executed and well drawn up play for the Knights. They faked that end around that they've run maybe a half dozen times with between Huxford and Chase Wester. This time, Pinkston faking that, and then that quarterback draw right up the middle. Man defense shown for the Pride. Langtree looks like he had a cutback lane, but feet got tied up. Only picks up 3 on the drive.
I think it's going to come to what you were talking about at the beginning of the game, Scotty. It's going to come down to which defense is going to stand up and hold the other offense. Both teams have great offenses, have the ability to move the ball, but depending on how the defense does, the offense was kind of hurting themselves on both teams at the beginning. But it's going to be time for the defense to be able to step up for both teams, and depending on which one, can determine the outcome.
2 big freshmen for the Pride, the 44 Tim Wallace and 99 Brendan Purdue back in the middle. Defensive tackle. Cade Nelson picking up 1 yard on that second down play, 3rd and 7.
Cade Nelson on the carry. Takes the ball out to the 50-yard line.
Purdue and Wallace, really strong defensive tackles in this 4-3. You've got to have big, strong tackles clogging that up, and now they come out in this passing situation. 58 coming in, Cornelius Bailey, as well as the nickelback, number 10 for the Pride, Jamin Snellings. Knights with a 4 wide receiver set. Pinkston with a little time. Finds Skylar Johnson. We're going to give him 9 yards on that play. Moves the sticks. Great job feeling the pressure coming from behind there from Pinkston, as the Knights will huddle up at the end of this 3rd quarter.
That was a quick 3rd quarter, Scotty. The Knights offense on their first drive just running the ball, running the clock, and then the Pride offense moving the ball, going down the field, both teams scoring, and now back with the Knights offense with ball control, moving the ball, controlling the clock, trying to control the game.
All right, this drive going on its 7th play. 3.5 minutes taken up on this drive. So it's still a 2-score game for Greensboro to get back in this. I'm sure Coach Mulitalo feeling like if he can score here, that's going to be a real difficult situation for the Pride, being 3 scores down.
Yeah, especially how the Knights offense is controlling the clock, kind of taking the clock, running the clock, with how they're moving the ball, moving down the field.
Knights now off tackle right with Wood. Great job getting to the outside, picking up 7 on that run. Heavy dose of run the last 2 drives from the Knights. And they're mixing it up. They're running draw plays up the middle, outside tackle right, student body left.
Yeah, Wood doing a great job, not only getting a few extra yards by turning upfield, but then again, taking more time off the clock, trying to minimize the amount of time that the Pride will have to work with.
Holmes and Troy in. Dive play, looking for the first down is Wood. Gets right to the sticks, and the line judge on the near side calling for the first down, the chains to move. The Knights bring on 3 wide receivers. Slot receiver Wester in, Johansson and Johnson split out wide left, wide right. Wallace and Purdue back in the middle. Single high safety set. Pinkston with the pump fake, finds Wester over the top between the safety, single high safety, recognizing with one safety, you're gonna have that outside play. He throws the pump fake, Wester gets in behind the corner. 27 and 22, combining on the defense over there. Deshaun, that was 27, the safety Kendrick Baines, the defensive back from Radford, North Carolina, not able to get over the top, being in that single high safety set. They were expecting run there. Out of that slot, coming from inside out, was Western, put right on the money from Pinkston, his best pass of the night. Bass now putting that ball between the uprights. So 2 impressive drives from the Knights.
Yeah, great execution on great play calling for the Knights offense.
So that was Dejon Robinson, the freshman defensive back, and Keandrick Baines, the other defensive back safety in that scenario. And perfect play call with a single high safety when they rotated the strong safety up and they put 7 in the box. And Pinkston recognizing the situation, throws the quick pump fake to the out route, setting up Wester for getting behind the cornerback. Really well done, great execution.
Yeah, the Knights have been running the ball basically this whole second half, and so the Pride thinking that they're just going to continue to run the ball, try to run down the clock, bringing more into the box, opening up. Again, perfect play calling by Coach Dupay and perfect execution by the Knights offense.
Clemens and Miller back to receive this kick from Bass. Knights have done a really good job in kick coverage today, not giving Clemens or Miller really any quarter. High kick, lands right at the 1 yard line and then bounces out, and good thing this line judge had practice with his flag, because now he's able to throw it right there. He knew it worked.
Yeah, it worked.
So my colleague, Brad Pinkston, texted me and said that flag that we thought was just target practice was actually a sideline warning. So they get one free sideline warning. Thanks, Brad. And then put $1 in the jar, Brad.
Yeah, you owe me one, Brad.
So that penalty results in the ball at the 35-yard line. Quick pass to the left-hand side. Looking for number 16 there, Coy Davis. Sewell on the coverage. He's right there on Davis. Knights in their 3-3-5 set. Looks like we got a blitz. We do. Blitzing on the Knights. Quick pass. Looking for the hands of Clemens. He was open. Wester was right there on him, but he had the inside lane. Could have been completed. Lockery maybe just a little high with that pass. Knights bringing the pressure, trying to disrupt this quick passing offense of the Pride.
Knight fans, get loud. It's 3rd and 10.
4 wide receiver set. Corner blitz for the Knights as Tyler Wester comes off that slot. Great timing from Wester, surprising Locktree. Perfect timing coming off the slot blitz.
Yeah, accompanied by number 49, Kimani, bringing the pressure, both of them, not letting Lockery be able to look downfield, be able to get a big-time 3rd down sack for the Knights defense.
Yeah, 4th and 16. Meeting in aisle 2. Meeting at aisle 2. Back to receive the double. Nice kick, goes to Chase Wester looking to find a slot. There's going to be a flag down.
Chase Wester on the return. Flag on the play.
As Colby Hyder, the linebacker from Roosevelt, Utah. Or it could have been on Francois.
It looks like Wester was talking to Francois after that, trying to help him out, understand maybe what he did wrong, what he can do better next time to make sure they can have this return.
Clock in the back. Return team, number 16.
Yeah, that was on Hyder. Gives us another chance to talk about a Roosevelt, Utah Union high school product. Should we talk about the Uinta Basin again, Greg?
What's that?
Spent many days out there with my grandfather, fly fishing in the Uinta Mountains. I'll take you out there someday, Greg.
I'll pass.
No way! Huxford goes in motion, stays in the slot on the left, handoff up the middle, Wood finding space. No, K. Nelson finding space, gets 5 yards. Maybe call it 6.
Kate Nelson taking about, asking the Pride to bring about 8 to bring him down.
Great interior blocking there from the Knights up front. Birch and Tongalei.
Yeah, number 95, Michael Bird Scott for the Pride, along with number 44, Tim Wallace, trying to clog up those interior gaps.
Pass out to that left flat for Johansson as he drops that.
This pass is incomplete. Intended for number 2, Matthew Joe.
Not sure how much that would have resulted in positive yardage for the Knights, as number 10 for the Pride was closing quickly. That was Jamin Snellings closing very quickly on Johansson. The Knights now 3rd and 4. Handoff to Wood. Wood finds space off right tackle. Great hit, big hit from Deshaun Wallace, but not till it was 15 yards downfield. And a flag comes in at the end. It'll be after the play. It'll result in a first down no matter what. I have to see what the call is from the back judge. So I think it was the field judge that threw that flag. In conversation with Jason Hall, the head referee today.
Dead ball, after the play, personal foul, number 2 of the offense. 15-yard penalty, still first down.
So a 15-yard penalty on the Knights. That was Matthew Johansson. Again, dead ball foul, so the play counts. Knights get first down. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 26-yard line. It was just Johansson kept driving, although that play, I mean, the whistle blew. Johansson was tied up with his defender, just kept driving and driving. A little bit of a ticky-tack foul, but, you know, the whistle blows. You got to stop. This time handoff to Wood again, off tackle right.
Jacob Wood on the carry. Takes it out to the SBU 30-yard line. Brings up 2nd down and 6.
Great blocking there by Tongalei and Kafusi. The sophomore tandem on that right side. Tongalei from Kearns, Utah. Holmes goes in motion, bookends. Handoff right, a little bit of a gap up the middle. Knights will gain 4 yards on that play, 2nd and 2.
Jacob Wood, the ball carrier. Gain of 5 on the play.
Tackle for the Pride was number 42, Max Steele.
Right now, the Pride are putting all 11 players within 5-6 yards of the ball. They're trying to stop this running of the Knights. There's not a single safety more than above the 10-yard line, 10 yards from the ball. Not one. And there is so much space right now for the Knights. 3rd and 1, and the Knights not able to convert. It's 4th and 1.
Makes it 4th and 1.
Yeah, I was just looking at the stats, and the Knights have picked up their percentage for 3rd down conversions from about 33% in the first half, and now it's, for the game, 57%. But I was about to say that the second half they've been, I think, 100%, but then right there, just couldn't convert, bringing out the punt team.
Yeah, Derek Bass looking to put that ball in the hands of number 17, Cale Matthews. He calls for a fair catch at the 25, 26.
The punt is fair caught on the Greensboro 26-yard line.
So 24-27. Mulitalo there looking at that situation, knowing they're 3 scores ahead. 4th and 1. You're still, in your own territory. Smart play, I think. And Lockery now comes out with Miller in the backfield in this 4 wide receiver set. He's looking down the middle, going deep, over the top. Nothing going to be there. Sewell cutting off the wide receiver, number 16, Coy Davis. Taloa also there over the top. So they've really gone to a much more aggressive 4 wide receiver set for most of this second half. Under 10 minutes in the 4th quarter, they know they got to get 3 scores, so they're in a bit of urgency now. Lockery is bracketed by Miller and Clemens. Late substitution, so timeout needs to be called. You cannot bring a guy on that late from the sideline. Avoiding the 5-yard penalty. That's Tyler Card calling that timeout. So the Knights now with 298 yards in total offense. But when you look down at the rushing, that's the really impressive part in the second half. 214 net rushing yards on 40 attempts, 5.4 yards per rush, Greg, up from their season average of 3.3.
You could do a lot of damage with that number.
In comparison, the Pride still only with 14 yards rushing on 12 attempts, down to 1.2 yards per rush. You're just not going to get very far with that. That being said, they do have 164 yards on 16 completions, 36 attempts. Oh, now Lockery back, looks to the flat, fakes it, screen up the middle to Miller, not able to bring it down, even if he had. Number 28 for the Knights, Jonah McFarland, was right there, along with big number 95 for the Knights. That's Dylan Seawright getting ready to lay a hurt on Miller. Probably smart to drop that ball.
They were hoping he caught it, that's for sure.
I'm sure they were. His mom, I'm not sure, wanted him to catch that ball because that was going to be a high-low, and see you later. It's okay. Lockery now back, still in that pistol. Miller's still in there. He's been a great player for the Pride today. Miller comes out of the backfield, open the flat, but Jason Ciosi and Sean Erickson, the defensive lineman from Hernando Beach, Florida, meet at Lockery, 7 yards deep. That's the second big blitz on 3rd down that Nate Lalo has brought. Great job in the play calling.
Yeah, Jason Siosi timed that perfectly, shot that gap, and has kept, now the Knight defense has kept Greensboro Pride to just a 17% third down efficiency.
Squib kick. Nelson picks it up, or sorry, Wester picks it up. Maybe a bit ill-advised. He just didn't want that thing to keep rolling another 10 yards down the field.
Spotted on the SBU 45-yard line.
So now 45-yard line, 1st and 10. The Knights up 24-7. 17-point lead with 8:25 left. Strategy here for the Knights. You know, they've had a run-heavy half, and it's been a little bit more than the Greensboro defense has been able to handle, and just in terms of slowing it down and getting out. No 3-and-outs for the Knights this half.
Yeah, I have a feeling that they're going to go back to some run-heavy offense right now, and then, like we know that Coach Dupay and Davis Pinkston like to look for is, you know, something over the top once they start biting down.
Shovel pass to Wester. Cuts upfield, splitting between his blocks. Langtree out ahead blocking. Johansson out ahead blocking. Big number 60, Hayden Birch, the Stansbury Park High School. They went to high school with Crew Huxford.
Yeah, breaking some tackles and then finally brought down by number 58 for the Pride, Cornelius Bailey, a senior linebacker from Chesapeake, Virginia.
Again, single high safeties. Pinkston with the fake pitch, dive up the middle, following Langtree.
Pinkston on the keeper.
No, sorry, that was Wood up the middle, along with Bryce Lampert, a freshman offensive lineman from Haymark, Virginia. Doing a great job as a left tackle.
Yeah, Pinkston dragging along number 44, Tim Wallace for the Pride, along with Tyler Alston on that tag team tackle.
Knights just are so young up front. Freshman, sophomore. They are all freshmen and sophomores except for Safotu Levea, number 73. Avoiding the first tackle, but Lampert with a great block on the last play. This one, he's going to get flagged for a hold. Lampert probably the leanest of the Knights offensive linemen. But only a freshman. He'll get stronger. He'll get bigger. Lampert, the Haymark, Virginia Battlefield High School product. So 1st and 20. The Knights in a 2-receiver set. Free play for the Knights, but they had a off-tackle play from Valentine call. First time we've seen him run the ball. Valentine, the senior running back from Cibolo, Texas. The Knights with a couple Texas players on this team. Couple from Lake Jackson, Texas. And then we just saw Valentine, he's from Cibolo. Same personnel in. Handoff over the top, looking for Johansson. He dives for that ball, unable to come up with it. Just a little bit far from Pinkston. Striking a pose there, the defensive back, Lane Cantrell. Oh, sorry, that's 39. That's not Cantrell, so that's Jaden Henderson, the defensive back junior from South Bend. However, there's some conversation back and forth, and I'm not sure who they're going to call
It's
this
going to
on.
be on Johansson, talking a little, probably opened his mouth a little too much on the sideline.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 2 of the offense. That's his first. Unsportsmanlike conduct.
So the Knights, who were going to be at 2nd and 15, going to add 15 yards back on this one.
If you want to do talking on the field, you do your talking with your execution and talking with your pads, not with your mouth. Comes back to bite you in the butt.
Johansson at the end of the bench, all the way on the side with his helmet off, as far from Coach Mulitalo as he can get. So 2nd and 30. What's in the playbook for 2nd and 30? Dive play up the middle. Valentine picking up
Matthew Valentine, the ball
maybe
carrier.
7 or 8 yards on that carry. 3rd and 22 now.
Brings up 3rd down and 22.
This play thus far, this drive thus far, chewing up about 2.5 minutes. Suspect Coach Dupay probably call a run play here. Don't want anything to happen. Result in a turnover. Valentine cuts left, now back right, stiff arms. Picks up 5 or 6, and the Knights will bring on the punt team. This is a place where Pinkston
Brings up 4th and
will
18.
pooch kick, so I'm sure that's what we'll see here is the pooch kick from Pinkston. 4th and 18, right at midfield, 49-yard line of the Pride. Going back to handle the pooch kick, should it come, is Cale Matthews.
Almost blocked.
Ball lands at the 15. It's going to bounce one way or the other. Grabbed by Chase Pope marked right at the 12-yard line.
Fielded at the
So just under 5 minutes, 24-17, 17 points down. You need 3 scores. The Knights come in last in the conference in passing yards per game in terms of giving how much they give up. So they'll need to tighten that up right now. You're going to see a lot of passing come forward. Interception from Tyler Wester, cuts underneath that route as number 16, Coy Davis, was the target on that, but that ball came out a little soft and a little late. Tyler Wester reading it perfectly, cuts underneath the route, gets the interception, and takes it back for a pick 6. So the Knights lining up, looking like they might be a man-to-man, but they were in a zone set there. Wester goes out to the flat on the right and just perfectly undercuts that pass.
Yeah, if your offense can't score, maybe your defense can. It was a great play. The Knights' defensive line bringing pressure, probably making Lockreed not throw exactly what he wants. And like you said, Scotty, probably a little too late, or obviously too late, because Wester broke on that perfect timing.
So the quick interception and score now results in a 24-point lead for the Knights. Here on homecoming weekend, fans cheering, cheerleaders cheering.
It always feels good making plays, but there are some games that make plays a little bit more special. So having a pick 6 on homecoming is definitely something that Tyler Wester will always remember.
Right, and his brother getting in as well. That's banner day in the Wester home.
Yeah. Great day to be a Knight.
That's every day, right?
Yes.
Okay.
100%, Scotty.
Oh, Bass kicking this ball off. Miller in, along with I think that's number 1, Deshaun Wallace, the defensive back, returning that kick.
Cash Holmes.
Oh no, that's number 7. I think that's number 7. Hard to see with that do-rag hanging out the back. Taysing Brown, the sophomore, we haven't called his name yet, Pearson, Georgia, native. So the Pride will start now from their own 28-yard line. Again, that 4 wide receiver set, offset from Miller. Quick out route to Atkins. Tackle quickly made by Dylan Andrew.
Complete, forced out of bounds by number 22, Dylan Andrews. Brings up 2nd down and 5.
Seen some new bodies in the linebacker position. Got number 3, Stockton Ferguson. Number 16, Colby Hyder. And number 41, Nate Mattis.
Hyder on the blitz. Holding call probably coming. Knights putting a lot of pressure
Flag on the play.
with that blitz package coming in. You saw a lot of guys chasing there. Mattis, Hyder, the defensive line. Vai still in there anchoring that front line for the Knights.
Offense, number 78, 10-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Indeed, it was holding.
Yeah,
So Griggs in at wide receiver on the left side and Davis here on the right. They change side as Griggs comes to the boundary side in the slot. Is Deshaun Fitz. And Clemens in the back. Offset right from Lockery. Option right gets about 6 yards. Option left, rather. Apologize. Option left.
Like team tackle led by number 33 for the Knights, Cole Oldham, and number 41, Nate Mattis, along with Stockton Ferguson, number 3. Keeping the Pride to 3rd down and 10, which they have struggled with 3rd down efficiency this whole game. They're 2 out of 12, just 17%.
So as the Knights crowd try to get a little loud here. Randall Beach's marching band playing loud. Breen and Chase, great pass over the top, money pass to Cole Matthews, who brings that in and gets the 1st down. Matthew does such a great job in sync with Lockery when Lockery scrambles. That's 169 yards passing today. Scrambling again is Lockery. He's going to pull it down. He slides right at the sticks. It's going to result in a 1st down for Lockery. One of the longest runs of the day for the Pride. Prior to that, they only had 12 net rushing yards.
SVU 49-yard line.
Clock
Brings
still
up
running.
2nd and 2.
2 minutes, 40 seconds left.
Holding down the front for the Knights defense, number 50, Sean Erickson.
Jacob
54, yeah,
Seawright
Jacob
is in,
Seawright.
54 on the left defensive end. Quick pass. Out to Clemens.
Pass is complete.
And then on the other side for the Knights defensive line is number 95, Dylan Seawright. Another brother pair out there doing some damage.
I think the Seawrights came up from Florida today to watch the boys play on homecoming weekend.
Also seeing number 28, Jonah McFarland for the Knights, DB junior out of Salt Lake City, Utah.
4 wide receivers set again. Lockery surveying, going deep down the left side, throws it short. And Sewell is a great defensive back. He's had a lot of tackles today, been involved in a lot of things, but I think they're showing why he's on the defensive side of the ball and not the offensive side of the ball.
They get too happy fingers on the defensive side.
Throwing his hand. There may not be an easier opportunity to intercept the ball all season long for Sewell. He's going to think about that one tonight while in the dining hall.
Personal foul. 69 on the offense. 2nd down.
69 in the offense called for a dead ball foul. Just playing a little bit too hard after the whistle.
Yeah, it looked like that ball might just came out a little awkward for Lockery. I don't think he was able to make the pass exactly what he was looking for.
The Knights have been playing a 2 high safety zone. Now they're doing 4 deep. Middle of the field, he had Matthews open, but threw it behind him.
Pass is incomplete.
The Knights going quarters now and dropping those outside defensive backs hard. Safeties getting 35, 40 yards deep after the snap. So those underneath plays will be open behind the linebackers. Coach Layla will be fine with those plays. 5 wide receivers set. Fake handoff to Miller. Lockery fading backwards, nowhere to go with that.
Pass is incomplete.
The Knights sidelines really excited for number 36, Cade Nelson, catching the ball on the sideline.
He doesn't catch many.
Yep,
So
that was his one opportunity maybe.
it's like when the men's volleyball team bench, when one of the balls makes it into the bench, whoever grabs it, they all circle around him and jump up and down. It's one of the funniest things I've ever seen. If you haven't seen a women's or men's volleyball game at SVU, you should come out. They're a fantastic experience. Back to the football game, 4th and 25, and Coach Carr just deciding to punt this ball away. Off the fingertips of Francois. He's got to get to that ball. It's a live ball. He just goes down at the 5-yard line. His first opportunity to return the ball today. I think he really wanted to get that thing and do something with it. Just a little too excited. So the Knights will take over 1st and 10 at their own 5-yard line. Minute 45 left. The Pride still have 2 timeouts, but considering that they kicked that ball down 24, I'm not sure they're going to use those timeouts unless they feel like they can get this ball back and just have another opportunity for your offense. I mean, why not, right? Like, get the most out of the situation that you can.
So we got number 15, Colton Shumway.
Yeah, his 2nd appearance in the game. He hands off to Valentine. Valentine getting 5 yards on the play. No timeouts being called by Coach Card.
6 on the play. Brings up 2nd down and 4.
Also for the Knights, Angel Medina, the senior wide receiver from West Valley. Taking that snap was Mitchell Majeski, the freshman quarterback. And we have a turnover on the play, resulting in a touchdown for Greensboro. So the Knights had wholesale subbed. Mason Bauer, their freshman running back, was in. And Bauer fumbles that ball. And number 1 for the Pride, Deshaun Wallace, picks it up, runs it back in for a touchdown. It looked like he might have been down. I think that Bauer, he might have been down before that ball coughed out. Of course, no instant replay. He hits the ground, and that ball comes spilling out after he hits the ground. I really think he was down on that. There's no way that Coach Mulitalo can challenge that play. Still got to keep it in your hands no matter what if you're Bauer.
Well, just like the Knights, if your Pride offense can't score, maybe your Pride defense can, and they come up with a, what do you call it, just a fumble 6?
Fumble 6. Great job identifying the situation there from Wallace and just taking that thing and splitting between everybody. I mean, nobody really knew that was happening before anybody could blink. He was standing in the end zone. So rather than the victory formation, the Knights are now going to have to field this kick. The Knights have their good hands team, and it looks like they're going to have a onside kick coming at them. This onside kick brought to you by Allstate, the good hands team.
We'll see if the Knights are in good hands.
Oh, it goes off of Johansson. Several Knights and several Pride scramble, diving on the ball. Immediately the referee makes the call that Knight onside recovery. The field judge came in right away. So now the Knights could take a knee. All the starters in for the victory formation. Taking a knee is Pinkston. And it looks like he'll need to do it one more time unless, let's see. Yeah, he'll have to take one more knee. So that'll bring us to the conclusion of this game. We take a look at this. Second half stats really stand out for the Knights. Coming in up 10, 21 points in the second half, Greg, almost exclusively on the back of the run game with a couple really big passes here and there from Pinkston. That pass to Wester on that wheel route from the slot really stands out. But when the Knights go back and look at their overall production, at 324 yards, really the rushing 232 on 48 attempts, 4.8 yards per attempt, really was the difference in that game. And that first quarter started out great both ways, both teams doing a great job. The Knights just able to stand up a little taller. The interception from Wester resulting in the pick 6. So the Knights able to get on track. Great opportunity. I mean, I'm sure they don't like the kind of ending result there, but that's okay. I do think that Bauer was down, kind of got cheated there, but either way, the Knights are going to walk away with a solid victory, feel good about themselves. have an opportunity now to prepare for next week as they'll come in, they'll go on the road to Brevard next Saturday, and then final home game against Averett will be on the 30th of October. Come and join Greg and I in that game. If you're a Greensboro Pride fan, the Pride, after this loss today, will go on the road to Huntington, and that's going to be a tough go because they're the top team in the conference, and that run game is phenomenal. So Greensboro has their hands full next week, and they've still got a few more home games, a couple home games and a road game. So really enjoy this homecoming weekend, Greg. Great job joining me in the booth. Any final thoughts, Greg?
Just we hope that you enjoyed being a part of the broadcast. We appreciate you guys, joining us, watching, being a part of the viewer. For those alumni from Southern Virginia University, we thank you for helping build this university, build the foundation. We're going on 25 years for this university, so celebrating the homecoming with our alumni, but also thinking about where this university has come from Glade Knight and where it's going is great things happening right now, and then great things in the future. So thank you for all the alumni, the staff, the faculty, and it's been great being with you all on the broadcast today.
Greg, as an alumnus, what has this university meant to you?
Putting me on the spot, Scotty, it's basically meant kind of everything I am right now. Coming out to the East Coast, going to a junior college, being recruited to come play lacrosse here because of Jason Lamb, the head men's lacrosse coach. The education, the opportunity to have internships, to become a videographer, to be able to do that, to work independently, but also for the university, and now to be a part of the university lacrosse program, be able to meet my wife here, to have a family now with 2 small boys. I wouldn't be where I'm at without this university. The education, the experiences, the people has opened up so many doors and has brought so much light and joy in my life.
Well said, brother. I put you on the spot and you shined. We want to thank our production staff, headed up by Craig Reese, Paul Morrissey also in the booth, in the production office, Joshua Bowen, Carlos Duran, Laney Milton, Preston Rodriguez, Ruben Harris, all on camera and support. They did a great job today. They're really moving forward. Look forward for more and better things from our broadcast and production staff. We thank everybody that joined us. Again, I'm Scotty Winterton with Greg Gowdy. We appreciate everybody joining us across the country from both the Knights Nation and the Greensboro Pride families. Everybody have a great evening. Join us a little later, 6 p.m. with the men's soccer game. We appreciate you all, and God bless.